I'm Natty.
And I'm Riley.
We're from the Young Electric, and we're kicking it with 8747 Productions.
Word.
What's up, everybody? It's Big Brian here, 8747 Productions, and we're at the Castle Recording Studio kicking it with a couple of guys here from the Young Electric. We got Riley and Natty. Riley's the vocalist, Natty is the drummer. So let's just go right from the start and let's just talk about, first of all, you guys used to be called the Trademark, and you changed the name to the Young Electric. What inspired the name change?
We were super young when we were the Trademark, and so we grew up and we matured, and we decided to change our name because our music was changing, so just evolved. Now here we are.
Cool. You guys went from being a three-piece in the Trademark to having four-piece in the Young Electric. What did adding an extra member to your band do for you?
Well, really, now I think about it, it's like nothing. I don't know. No, it's...
Matt added an extra element to the band. I think he brought his own style.
I'm still trying to figure out what that element is.
He kind of let Riley do his own thing. Riley, is focusing on vocals and stuff now. It kind of has a different presence, I think.
It wasn't actually supposed to be final like that. We were actually going to have two guitarists, and we started writing, and Matt started just playing, and he was able. I don't know. It's kind of tricky because it actually is harder to write with one guitar than it is two guitars. But we started writing, and Matt was able to fill the void with himself, and I was able to just focus on the melodies, and so I don't know, it just ended up working better than we ever thought, and so we really haven't looked back. Like, I haven't really thought about playing guitar again, so
Maybe we'll break it out on the next album or something, right?
No, probably not. No, I'm just
maybe something in the future, but that's something to think about. But let's see. Let's talk about the evolution, the sound though, from the Trademark to the Young Electric. I mean, what have you guys seen develop in yourselves from what Trademark was 6 years ago to today, where you guys are on stage, you're writing, you're doing different things. How is your guys' dynamic? I mean, even from as a player, how's that changed?
I would say, beyond the genre shift, we kind of went from, I guess, sort of screamo rock to more just, solid rock, There was a lot of, I don't know, the dynamic has changed a lot with the addition of Matt. Actually kind of changed our writing dynamic a lot. We tend to write together a lot more. Usually Matt or Drew will bring some ideas and Riley will, come with some lyrics and some melodies, and that will come together and kind of try and pair and jam all these things out.
Instead of like writing songs that like, oh, this is going to be so cool, we're going to get a pit going right now. It's like we're kind of writing songs more for ourselves now, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Like, I love the product that we come out with, but it's kind of more, I don't know, we're taking it less serious, I think, but kind of more serious in a way, like, because now it's like we're all about the music. I used to think that was cheesy when I would hear that, but now it's like, oh yeah, that's all that matters. So I don't know, and cool pants.
Music and cool pants. What else do you need, right?
Exactly.
So let's go. You guys went to Cleveland, Ohio, to record your album Machines, which we've listened to. We like it, dig it. Like you said, it's a change style that I kind of thought Young Electric, kind of seeing stuff around, realized, oh, it's the Trademark. I know these guys. It's kind of cool. And your sound, it got developed a little bit differently out in Cleveland than what you guys were putting out here. Talk about working in the studio with the producer and how that changed what you guys were doing as well.
Jim Wirt, the producer we worked with, was a really cool guy. He tends to demand perfection a lot more than other people we've worked with that are a little bit more forgiving or, a little bit more reliant on technology or engineering. Jim is pretty classical, I guess, when it comes to that kind of thing. And, he demands perfection. He demands everything to be on time and in tune and everything to be really solid.
Yeah, and that's vocally too, because in this day and age, you can do, Pro Tools has, tons of software where you don't really even have to sing. This was, we were playing our instruments, not really computerized. It was all just kind of straight. It was more just kind of the roots of rock and roll. I kind of felt when we were out there. I mean, I think technology is great and it's helped music, but at the same time, it was kind of cool to like, oh, we're not gonna use any of that stuff that we have here, but we're just, I think with the pre-production we were even doing to a tape, and so that was kind of cool. I mean, it's a lot, I guess, more, I don't know,
demanding of you, right?
Yeah, it is more demanding, but it's like the performances that you capture are just a lot more special because it's like, oh, that wasn't like, that was us who did it. That was, that was nothing. I mean, there's studio tricks that you can use, but it's like, it's not, no, that's, that's my voice right there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, as opposed to listen to my cool auto tune, right? Which we might throw in the interview for you. Just give everyone a little taste of that. But
right here we go.
So let's talk about, you guys are here. Obviously, we're in Utah right now, and you guys have been able to get out of Utah. And for some bands just kind of stay trapped here. How did you guys get out of Utah, first of all, and what has that done to to make connections in the music industry? Because I know you guys have made connections in the music industry that have helped you get out of Utah.
Yeah, well, after we recorded, we shopped the CD around a little bit, and we ended up getting signed to a little label on the East Coast, and they got us involved with doing some tours. And so we had done tours as the Trademark before, but they were all just kind of like DIY kind of tours. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, and they've honestly been some of the best tours that we've ever done. But we started getting into like the bigger leagues. Like we went out with Hawthorne Heights, and you're playing like 1,000-seat capacity places, and I don't know, that was kind of a different world for us, and it was kind of like, oh, this is music. This is odd. Like, I don't know.
People are here?
Yeah, weird. People listen to music. So in that way, it's kind of like, oh, cool, but then you come home and you realize, I don't know, because in a way, we're still a very Utah band, but I mean, we have played in Florida more than we played in Utah, which is our hometown. So that's kind of, we were talking about it the other day, and it's just weird when you think about it like that.
Yeah, no, that's cool though, because a lot of people, they get in that mindset where, let's get really big, and then we got really cool places here in Utah County.
That's the last
like
thing we
Velour.
wanted to do.
Let's get really big in Velour, and then let's, from there, expand,
Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think anybody who's trying to develop an artist will say, you got to own your region first. And, I'm a believer of that. But at the same time, someone in New York might be more into your style of music than someone in Wisconsin or someone in Utah. And so it's good just to get it out there. And, if you can, I'd say touring's a great way to meet people and get connections.
I also think, sounds like kind of like a cliche answer, but like the internet has kind of changed things as far as, regional followings and different things like that. So it's really good to, get really big in your geographical region because it's easy to reach those people physically. But at the same time, the internet has changed things. Distribution channels are totally different. Middlemen are all gone or dying out,
Okay, so you guys now have developed a partnership with a guy and a record label that's here in Utah, but also East Coast based. And how has that helped what you guys are doing?
It's really nice to have somebody, especially locally, that we see face to face, that actually follows up, and we can actually talk to and know. It's nice to have somebody like that on our team. So
I think it's kind of the way that major labels are going, and like we weren't on a major, but we were on a pretty big label, like a pretty big independent label, and just the actual face time you get and connection time you get with the people who are on the label, it doesn't happen. But when you have a guy who's, he's local here, and so he's willing to just come over, it's like, because really a label should be a fifth member of the band. It shouldn't be anything, people think that it's like some great thing that's going to make you like this huge, humongous, but really it's just, they're an extension of your band working for you. So if you can get together, it's really, I don't know, I guess it makes your band kind of more powerful.
Right, and what kind of feedback do they give you, on a daily basis? What kind of things are they saying, do this, maybe not do this so much? What kind of things are they giving input on?
This interview they'll probably have a problem with how I've been acting, but
they've helped us out, with various, press outlets, different things like that. Setting up different shows. having different contacts than us. These people obviously run in different circles than us. They've been in the community longer. They know different people, so it's really helpful to get out there and meet other people that, we've been involved in the local scene forever, but they're a little bit, they're removed from that. So it's really nice to get outside that and get other shows, get other opportunities going.
Cool, yeah. So if you had one bit of advice for an upcoming band or student, someone trying to, start their band and get out on the road, trying to make it a little bit, what kind of advice would you give to them?
Practice a ton and keep writing over and over and over again. Keep writing songs. Always keep producing. Always keep shipping.
Yeah, I think this is even something that we always have to keep telling ourselves is like not to stay stagnant. Like you just have to keep going. Like we had recorded this CD like a year or something ago, and it's just barely now getting released. And like during that time, at the very first we were like, oh, let's just wait and see what's gonna happen. You just have to do it yourself. You have to, you're the only one that you can rely on is yourself. Yeah, I don't know if that. I'm kind of realizing things as I'm talking here, but
well, it's all right. It's all good. But I want to thank you guys once again. If you guys haven't heard Machines, make sure to go check it out. You can get it on iTunes. You can get it on Amazon, Reverb Nation. I'm sure you can hear the tidbit and all that kind of fun stuff. Make sure to go to their webpage. Where we find you?
You can go to theyoungelectric.com or facebook.com/theyoungelectric or Twitter.
And then we can find all of our great tour info, when you guys are going to be in town next, all that fun stuff.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. If you guys haven't heard them, don't take it from me because I've been hearing these guys play for the last 6-7 years. But it's a good album. Really enjoyed it. Had a lot of depth that if you guys didn't know the Trademark before, then it's nonsense to you for me to say that. But it is their first album out as The Young Electric, and it's a great album. So if you guys aren't familiar with The Young Electric, make sure to go check them out, and we'll see you guys next time.